There we go. Hello. And welcome. Welcome to video games. You hear about these? No? Okay. Well, this is Soulstice. It's a video game. I'm a real video gamer. I love arduous battles that will put my skill to the test. And no one's here to stop me from picking the hard difficulty.
In the beginning, the world was subjugated by chaos.
Chaos.
Then, the Keepers came to be Torchbearer, Shaper, and Judge.
Oh.
The three fought the spawn of chaos, and ultimately...
It was Kratos, the ghost of Sparta.
But it could not be destroyed. So the Keepers weaved a veil with their own essence and stood guard. The world was now safe, but it was also empty and meaningless.
Reddit was no longer around.
The Keepers reached beyond the veil. They seized the power of chaos itself. They gave it shape and purpose. They created life, and man was their most perfect creation. But all life would eventually hear the call from beyond the veil. Thus it happened that, alongside life, death also came to the world.
Whoa.
The great cycle was set in motion. Yet chaos hungered for more, and sought to undo the Keeper's creation. The spawn of chaos struck, wounding the Keepers and tearing the veil. Endless droves of horrors trespassed into the world.
Trespass?
And so came the Soulstice of Souls.
Uh-huh.
Hurt and weak, the Keepers charged man with defending the world. They inspired man to fight fire with fire, ferocity with ferocity, driven by the infinite wisdom of the Keepers. Man turned the very power of chaos against it.
Whoa.
Through sacrifice and resolve, a breed of sacred warriors was created. Three were wounds in the essence of the Keepers. Three the mighty battles fought and won by the champions of man.
I don't know what you mean. I can't think of any other popular Japanese games that use stained glass windows as a motif.
Eventually, the Soulstice of Souls was put to an end. The three cities still stand to this day for the glory of the Keepers, while the memory of the sacred warriors has been lost to time. But while the mortal body must perish, that which is immortal is bound to be reborn.
Xehanort. Oh, booty! Hey, what's up? Hey, remember the opening of Bayonetta?
We're inside at last.
Don't be too enthusiastic. Someone here is more than eager to welcome us.
Oh, voice acting.
It began here somehow. What could unleash such immense power?
If we survive, we might find some answers. Now let's focus on destroying these things.
Oh, that UE5 stutter! The fear in your eyes. Booty. What?
I actually think that we may turn the situation to our advantage. You'll find out shortly. Prepare
At the very least, this seems like it moves well. I can't wait to figure out what the mechanics are and how they are bad. Hey, what's up? Hey, remember Claymore, kids?
Can you feel it now?
The developers of this game sure did.
Let's make the most of this time. Now we get rid of these other wretches. When it returns, it shall have our undivided attention.
That's right. I'm using my Bankai. Oh no. My high heels. Oh.
Are you alright?
Don't worry. I can handle this and more.
It just won't give up.
I'd be disappointed if it did. Now it's our turn.
Yeah. That's the video game. One day earlier, dawn. So it was that Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, did go on a voyage to the haunted island. No.
I can hear their cries, sister.
Oh, my stand is also my sister?
The order set a small tear. Not that the world's veil ripped apart.
Also,
Look, there, above the cathedral.
Ilden, one of the three capitals. The seat of the torchbearer.
Once the light of the kingdom. Now it burns.
I can't do this. It's too much. I can't even fathom why the others and us deal with the other chimeras. I'm not ready. We are not ready.
To them, we are just Briar and Newt, the outcasts. I see, this is our chance to prove ourselves. We can't waste it. Anyway, we're late. Can you sense the others?
The echo of the dead is just too strong. It dulls my senses.
Lute, you need to focus.
Forgive me. I will do better. Whatever ripped open the veil must be powerful.
Let's look for our observer.
He should be able to tell us more of what transpired here.
Then we best find him quickly.
yeah! Anime! Hey kids, you ever play Berserk? Anyway.
The touch of chaos always leaves
The touch-
traces. Taking the weakest first, turning them on the strong. It is needlessly cruel.
I know all too well how chaos corrupts and kills.
I'm sorry, sister. I didn't mean...
We have more important tasks than mourning those we can't save.
Okay.
We were safe.
So triangle.
Do not forget.
Oh, this camera's gonna be a problem, I can already tell. Let's go. Combo chains that... Okay, you can end combo chains with the other weapon.
All these lives destroyed. I wish we could have saved them.
You know this is not how it works.
These docks spread for miles along the bay. They once teemed with life.
Now they team with
It's like the city has
unlife.
been dead for years. Ilden is no more, Lute. We'd better get used to the idea.
Hello, welcome to video games.
What is this camera angle?
Yes.
It's cinematic.
It's cinematic.
I like that the posts of the dock got in the way. I love a good foreground, a really imposing foreground.
So I believe this game was made by Europeans.
That explains a lot.
The most dangerous of
Peoples.
peons. Ashes of a fallen chimera. Okay, I got a gold orb. Relkin, how do you feel about...
Sorry, 1 second. I need to interrupt you for a requisite. Orb.
Orb.
They still do that?
I have no idea. No. Yes.
Let's say they do.
I'm going to
I get it.
assume
I'm
when
vague.
Super Metroid happens, they still go orb because
There's just one guy holding to it
yeah.
in the back. Even if he was up front, he actually then runs to the back of the room so he
Yeah.
can shout it. I'm sorry. What were you?
Anyway, I've got a stand, and my stand is my younger sister or something.
Call this the judge's mercy.
Anyway, so
I was gonna ask you what a stand was, but I'm pretty sure you've explained it to me three separate occasions. So we don't have to think of a fourth. I'll just stop.
yeah. Okay.
You got that dash.
I got a perfect counter. Come on.
Flute over there.
Is this a tiny wheel like?
No, this is a DMC, I think.
DMCA?
Yeah, DMCA. A Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Okay, can I do launcher, though?
Looks a little jank. But I don't know. Fun?
Oh, yeah!
Okay, what if this girl had a cowboy hat on?
Uh-huh, and was wearing a
80%
bikini?
less clothing?
I have that game, don't worry. Onechambara Origins will be played. Because that seems like the one that's actually, like, semi-competent. As opposed to...
Just garbage.
I mean, those first couple Onechambara games were literally simple 2000 games. Which means they retailed for 2,000 yen.
What's that in USD?
Like 20 bucks.
Nice.
They were the successor to the Simple 1000 series for PSX.
How do you feel about making change upon the world and having it actually matter?
Chaos?
Here in this video game, as opposed to real life.
Making change upon the world?
Yeah. You know, you'll kill these guys and they'll stay down and they won't, you know, continue to be an issue for, you know, months or years.
You want more? I've got more.
Yeah. Alright, most melee attacks can be cancelled by a barrier.
We don't have to get into
A
it.
barrier-
Just naturally been thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't...
Oh, it's like Flynn. Terms I understand. Now, can we get weird pinup cards of these weird monsters?
One can hope.
That was such a weird part of Witcher 1.
Yep.
It's like, you sure did fuck that witch lady in that cave.
And
There's a
you,
picture of her
yeah,
naked,
she
covered
murdered
in
some
blood.
people, but everyone else was a weird rapist, so, you know. Shades of gray, my man!
They got better with that. It's a
they,
bit odd.
hey, yeah, guess what? They got better.
Witcher 3 is a great game.
The
I
Witcher
liked the
3
first
still one of my favorite games of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Also, it's coming up on being 10 years old.
Yeah.
They're drawn to us like moths to a flame.
That's okay.
Resist the lure of life,
Change is good.
even though
New
it
thing.
comes from
I love new things. But sometimes I like old things.
Yes. Yes.
And let me tell you about
Forget what
new
I just
things
said.
that are that look like old things.
But what
Scald
if just
against the
old
Black Priory. came out today. And I was
Right,
thinking about
yeah.
streaming that, but then I said, no, I need to play Soulstice.
These camera angles,
They're a choice? A choice was made?
yeah. It's really zoomed out. Okay, there it goes. Right before you got to this cutscene, that was
What was
too
that?
much.
I felt the tear itself. It's growing.
Yeah. Boy.
Wait, is your character's name Rygar?
No. Her name's
The
Briar.
sooner we get in,
Briar,
the
okay.
better.
Lute and Briar.
What accents are they
In
going
in
for?
this game on the Steam page, this game they directly say inspired by Claymore and Berserk, and you're like, oh, yeah, I see.
Let's see what you did there.
Yeah,
What about, what was it called? Basilisk?
sure.
Basilisk the one
Claymore's
about the,
not even a Japanese thing.
Basilisk the weird one with, no. What am I thinking? What am I thinking of Claymore? Is Claymore the one with the like the Lady Witcher basically?
No. Claymore's the one with the mom who turns into a scantily clad demon lady.
Okay, which one am I thinking of? I watched the first episode and thought it was cool, but also like really miserable. It starts off about like the kid who joins her, and it turns out like
I know what you're
her brother
talking about.
was a demon the entire time, and like, oh, he killed his brother a while ago and has just been massacring him for weeks or something.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it's called. I'm thinking of Witchblade. You're right. Claymore. Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking of Claymore.
Yes, you are thinking of Claymore.
I should watch that. That was a really depressing start to a show.
Okay. Gonna
I
get all
think
these
I should
diamond
stick
medals.
to, I've been very much enjoying a lot of things I've been watching lately. I'm gonna stick with things that make me feel good.
I approve of this idea.
It must be him.
You would like Bullet Train a lot.
I do like dumb action movies. If the
It's a
dumb
lot-
action is
lot-
good.
It's a lot smarter than that, and dumb in all their good ways. Let me say this: I think maybe the best character in the entire movie has an obsession with Thomas the Tank Engine, is an assassin,
Yeah, okay.
and everything he knows about the world and how he interacts with people is based off his knowledge of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Okay. So you're saying specifically written for me.
You can't trust fucking diesels.
While all life must perish, that
There's a lot of
which is
opinions
immortal
about diesels
is
and
bound
Gordon
Yeah.
to be
and
reborn.
Perseus.
Yeah.
But the Shaper had no hand in your creation.
Oh no, it's the guy from
Sweet sister.
it's the mask from Mario Brothers 2.
Oh yeah, actually that's pretty close.
You're our
It's
observer.
it's Phanto.
I am Layton.
Oh, it's Professor Layton.
I
Oh
can
no.
assist you.
How exactly? An observer's talents.
Luke,
won't
I
be
have
found
some
at this
wonderful
point.
puzzles we can solve.
Luke, can you move these
I'll
cars? You
fight
can
for
get
the
this
order
wall
of
from
the
this end to
Ashen
this end
Blade
of the parking lot.
in my own way.
I give the people matchstick puzzles.
My presence here is proof enough of my
I really
worth.
didn't want to like that game.
You, on the other hand, are
I
said to be
respect the
unstable,
Layton games.
unruly, and unwilling to
I-
follow orders.
There are certain kinds of puzzle games that just drive me up the wall though, and Layton has multiple of those.
Our fame precedes us.
Why do you taunt us?
Your shade is speaking. And
Which
to
anime
me,
is the
how
I'm only even aware of this
quaint.
because were you aware of AMV Hell
Yes.
years and years ago? There was, I
Somehow,
think it was the
your
last one, which
authority as an
I
observer is
want
not
to say I
enough
tried
to
looking up
silence
like
her.
earlier this year,
What
and I
happened
couldn't
to
find
you?
on its original upload anymore. I think it finally got taken down.
a tear opened.
Oh.
But
Clearly,
It was
Its cause is
it was some
unknown,
fucking
but it's the largest
show or
yet
maybe a
seen,
movie,
and
maybe probably just
I
like some
doubt
weird
the Order
OVA.
would be able to hide
But
this
it
one.
was a lady in feudal
And once it
Japan
was open,
with
many
giant
were
tits, of course,
corrupted.
Uh-huh.
who was firing a
resort
gun,
to the
and she
rest.
would reload it by bouncing the bullets off of her cleavage.
Uh-huh.
I don't know
The
why
Order
this popped
did
into
not
my
Chat.
mind,
succeed
but
this time.
Chat,
What is that?
please find out what this anime is that he's talking about and recommend it to me and ZP for the podcast.
That
movie,
is why
anime,
you were
feudal
called.
Japan, guns,
That
You-
you're
ammo
not
on
gonna be able to
cleavage.
find it.
Google.
3 chimeras.
Tip of my tongue, anime, crazy anime with
Well.
boob ammo.
2 chimeras,
Let's see if this is it.
and you.
So caustic. Where are the others?
Strangely, those two did
Grenadier.
not wish to wait for
Okay.
you.
Okay,
Grenadier.
Grenadier.
Grenadier, yeah.
You should
Okay.
hurry.
I'm looking this up.
Find them.
In an era where guns are
And
replacing
help
swords,
them.
samurai desperately trying to keep their ideals alive, although
If
many
you
are becoming
can.
honest mercenaries in desperation. Yashiro Kojima is one such mercenary who led an average life until
Don't
running across
scowl
the
at
beautiful
me.
Ryushiyuna
I can
Tendo,
offer
an expert
powerful
gun wielder known as a senshi, or lightning,
Indeed.
who upholds an idea above all others. Never kill, simply destroy one's
And
will
may
to
the
fight.
Shaper
Together the
grant
duo
you
travel the world
a
encountering
fat,
dangerous enemies and
very
bathhouses
delicate-
galore,
Good.
all while removing their
Perhaps you
adversaries'
are
armor with a
whipped.
smile. Yeah, you got this is
Okay. I'm looking this up. That man spent a lot of time talking just to say he's the shopkeeper. Okay, let's go to my
What are
anime
you buying?
list.
You're welcome, by the way.
Alright.
I don't know why
Grenadier,
that came into my head.
Hoemi no Senshi. Okay, yeah. What if I told you this this show has a 6.69 ranking on my anime list? Nice.
Once again, you're welcome. I genuinely don't
Okay.
know why I remembered that.
Okay.
Why did I think of AMV Hell? Grenadier is the smutty daughter of Trigun and Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, good.
Is what that anime snob says, ranking it at 4.5 out of 10.
Cool. Okay, we're getting pause attacks,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna get off the
and
Grenadier.
we're getting the stinger. Okay.
Learn more about these electronic vehicles. Thanks, Honda.
It's fine, you know. Oh. Relkin,
Yes, sir.
I saw a Cybertruck in the wild yesterday.
Wow, really? Aren't those like $100,000 or something absurd?
Yes, they're way too expensive.
So not at all surprising. In
I mean, there are people who
how about don't you currently live, or don't your parents live in a fairly affluent area, or at least your Idaho?
I mean, it's a, let's say it's a range of incomes.
Sure.
May the
But you know,
torchbearer
there
light your
are
way.
some decently well-off people here who can afford to buy the stupidest fucking looking truck imaginable.
I bet if I went up into Sun Valley, which is our
Yes.
nearby, not fully a town of its own right, but
Yep.
is just a bunch of rich people living in the most beautiful part of our area.
Yep.
Buying a little land. I bet there's at least one up there.
I mean, there are only a couple thousand sold in the entire country.
I bet there's one up there.
I bet so too.
I had a couple of friends who lived in Sun
Okay,
Valley,
we
and
got
the poorest
DMC
of them-
style hit tap tap pause tap tap tap.
The poorest of them had a dad who made what was like upwards of like $200,000.
Yeah.
It's like, oh cool, and then the other one literally lived in a small mansion. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't understand. My parents are teachers.
Yeah. But
Your parents sure don't like me very much.
But
Imagine living in such a crowded city.
A place like this is a feast for wraiths.
I'm going to say neither of the lead actresses, They both have vague accents.
What accent?
I don't know. Vague European.
Is there an occasional, like, boy in there? Or is there just, like, a vague lilt to their voice?
There's
Up here?
yeah, there's a bit of a lilt.
We need to strike our foes weakest. Accent approximate.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this is one of 4 different things. I don't know. You know, the way that you can distinguish a fantasy world from just being another, like, knockoff fake England or whatever, is if the person doing the voice can't actually do a good English accent. Not even my Dragonborn name is totally unique, and that definitely isn't because I'm not capable of doing a proper Russian accent.
All right. Where in Europe was this made? I mean, I'm not.
I will look it up.
I am currently playing the video game. Is it more DMC or God of War? So far, it seems more budget DMC.
Reply Game Studios. Normal, you just get the parent company Reply.
Boo.
Italy.
Okay. The new Twitch app sucks. I bet it does. Relkin, are you aware of the term enshittification?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that predates the internet.
No, but yeah, it's a delightful term.
That's just tech.
Hey, you have all of these engineers.
Oh, you like the way that thing worked before?
Too bad, cause we need
I'm
to.
not looking forward to having to switch to the next Windows because they're just like immediately running out the clock on
Windows 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. They're ending support next year.
I just like when it comes to actual like functionality and stuff. Like everything I want is in there, but it tends to be buried under like yet another
weird side menu or.
And at some point, it's all leading back to the control panel or like a crappier version of it. It just results in more clicks.
I had to go into the registry editor.
Is it still just regedit on Windows 11? They're not fucking with that, are they?
Yeah, to make the right-click menu work the way I wanted to.
Exactly. They left on their precious ships and left the rest to die. That way, they'd made sure they'd escape.
So cruel. Letting
I'll
others
be
die
right back.
so they could live.
All right. Yes, every time a new Windows OS comes out, the gods flip a coin. I will say, personally, I have had no major problems with Windows 11. That doesn't mean very much. Oh, by the way, I also picked, I picked the hard difficulty equivalent. No, this game looks pretty sharp for a game that, was, I think I got in a Fanatical bundle for like $10. A year after it came out.
I can't say. It's bound to begin somewhere, sometime.
Legs. Well, yeah. This is not a AAA video game. It's also got DLSS support.
One down.
We're not back down.
Who's next? Cover me, Loot. I'm not done.
She is my knight, my sister.
The Mario and Double Dragon clones. I mean, these sorts of games still exist. And this is proof. The problem is there's just way more of everything now.
Here, we can go this way to the
It's a
bridge.
visibility issue.
If it works.
Like, no one's gonna think, no one has thought about this game since it came out. And that's not even a besmirch upon its qualities. Or lack thereof, I don't know. This seems fine. I did it, I beat level 1. Diamond, baby. Oh, I'm so excited for all of the Chinese and Korean action games that all look completely identical to each other to come to the PS5. Yes. Okay, she literally has the stinger. And I mean no disrespect,
Something's coming.
because here's the thing, there is an entirely non-zero likelihood that I will like one of those games,
Sorry, I'm back.
What is that?
but... Okay, hello.
Sorry, I got interrupted
Oh, no.
talking about
I won't.
politics.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay with me.
Oh, she's the beast.
Oh, is she Naruto?
No, she's the Lady from Claymore.
If only.
Yeah, but I would say there's definitely a fucking look I would describe to most modern Korean and Chinese developed AAA action games.
Dude, I can't even begin to tell you how
Despite my
like the
weakness.
weird arc I had with Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah.
Like when I first got into it, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This seems neat." And by the time I got through the first arc of that game, like I had experienced my entire like every range of emotion I can have with Honkai Star Rail, and then it just continues going, and the next area past
Yeah.
that is bad
Yeah.
and requires a ton of grinding. I'm like,
But-
oh, okay. Also, I already know what every character is capable of doing for the rest of the game because it's so simple. I'm good.
I can't sense anything.
What game was this?
This, he was talking
Oh,
about
that makes-
Honkai Star Rail.
Not for
Oh.
the right way.
I'm just talking about how,
We
Gotcha.
might be the only ones left to fight it.
I'm not even talking about gotcha tier stuff even. I'm talking about,
Deal
like,
with it sooner or later.
this came up because there was a PlayStation thing, today that
I,
you-
in fact, saw it.
and how there were like 2 or 3 different games made in Korea and China that I do not remember their names, and I do not remember which one is which, because they all share such a similar aesthetic.
There were several of those. There were several Souls-likes, and
Yep.
there were several hero shooters.
There were
Uh,
hero
That
shooters are
Marvel hero
back.
shoot-
They smell
that
blood in
Marvel-
the water because
No,
Overwatch
that-
is faltering.
That Marvel hero shooter looks like shit.
Yeah, it does. Oh, and
see
then
what
yeah,
levels
there's
I've seen
there's a
that
new
on.
Dynasty Warriors also for all you Muso perverts.
Yeah, there's
Dynasty
a
Warriors 10?
Well,
It's called Dynasty Warriors Origins, but yes.
Oh, great. How did Zhao Yun get that ponytail? Ruined.
Hey, there were a lot
How
of
did
dudes
Lou
on
get
screen. I'm like, oh, modern consoles, and that's as far as I got.
No, just play Dynasty Warriors 2. Go back where it started.
From the tear,
Return to
it bears
The first
taken
Muso.
return to fog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched, I think, just a couple of trailers.
WWK wrote that.
Space Marine.
Paladin's music, I hear.
Oh,
What?
that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, like, is he making music or something now? What's going on?
No, it's because we were talking about Muso games.
Oh.
I mean, listen, the guy seemed like a nice enough fellow.
Unless
But
you talk bad about Final Fantasy 13.
yeah, unless you talked bad about Final Fantasy 13 or Metroid Other M.
Oh, a Kindred Spirit.
Please look
I
forward
don't
to
know
me
about
playing
that.
Metroid Other M for this feature. Okay, Unity. Okay.
So how's Soulstice?
It
whatever
seems
this
like
fucking
it
thing
might
is
be
called.
okay. It's definitely budget.
We done talking about those trailers?
Yeah, there's nothing to say other than new Astrobot, bitches!
No, it's Space
I saw Astrobot and I was like, I might buy that on day one.
I want to talk about that Space Marine. It looks like it's going to be less of a third-person shooter, which I think makes sense considering they're going against Tyranids. And there was a bit there what looked like, I think it's like a artifact or something, where it's like it might have like more, like more melee mechanics than the first one had, which was
That's-
you swing
Yes, they should do that.
and a dodge roll, and there's a bit where the guy uses a jump pack to do a drop kick.
Are you telling me that they're making a character action game out of a 40K thing?
I mean, it makes more sense. Like orcs they like to shoot guns and go always Spice Marine. But Tyranids, while they do have some like shooting guns attached to
They
them,
have
for the
some
most part, they're just
legally distinct Hydralisks.
yeah, like ravaging creatures that are just coming up on them.
Oh yeah! Look at that!
Or Liquidor, or Gauntlet, or Venom Throat, or Zoan Throat. Anything about the parent.
We need to get the 40k lore weirdos
Synapse nodes.
to tell me because it depends on which edition we're talking about. Are Gene Stealers Tyranids?
Oh, but did they say
It depends. It depends on what edition we're talking about.
I say they are.
I think. Summoning my ghost stand sister.
You want more? I've got more.
Although I'm not a big fan of this continue three-person co-op thing. Why not make it four? Four has been the standard for a long time.
Apex squads are 3 players.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't like that.
Alternatively, you could just scale the difficulty for the number of players.
That's hard. Developers are already not good at designing difficult games.
It's all. Listen, Space Marine 2 was already being made by, I believe, Saber. Saber's Russian studio. So.
I'm already missed Mark Strong. Like I heard Titus speak, I was like, that's no.
Is blue the new brown? I mean, blue and orange color grading has always has been the new brown for a long time.
Hey, I'd take complementary colors over just brown. Any day of the week.
Headmaster, the guards seal the gates.
Trapping the people inside.
They try to contain the corrupted and fail.
But yeah, they're that Sony thing felt like a waste of time. But also, hey, guess what? They didn't have very much to show this year, but all my warheads will be stoked to play God of War Ragnarok on PC.
But Brayden, in Vermintide, you can be a rattling gunner.
Yeah, they finally are doing the versus mode.
Yeah.
And it's like the Left 4 Dead versus mode. I know.
That's exciting.
I don't like versus mode in Left 4 Dead though.
Oh. But what if you could be a Skaven?
I can be a Skaven whenever I want.
Kill,
Ah!
Visiting Ilden as a child.
Yes, yes! Kill, murder, yes!
What they wish for.
Great Horned Rat! Stab, kill!
I stepped away for a second. Braden was talking in a funny voice, and I don't know.
Yeah, well, welcome to my dark and twisted world. Lionheart, I will let you have your Monster Hunter fix. I will happily play the next Monster Hunter game. It's one of those things where I will express enthusiasm for a new Monster Hunter game when it is in my hands and I am playing it. And I'm going, oh! The Great Sword has this now! Yeah, so I'm gonna say,
I wish the end come to an end.
initial impressions of Soulstice after playing it for a little under an hour. It might be fine.
It looks okay. Is it responsive and
It
everything?
moves well enough.
I like it for no other reason than it for some reason reminded me of a thing I saw in AMC Health 3.
Yeah, a otherwise forgotten titty shonen anime from the mid 2000s.
Like what show?
Grenadier.
Grenadier.
Grenadier?
Yes.
Yes.
Grenadier. Hey, what's up? I'm a bigger guy.
I guess at this point, what this game is going to depend on is set pieces and how much your moveset expands.
Yeah. Also enemy variety
Yeah.
and encounter setups.
Yeah, it's fine right there in the mirror. I believe they just... I like how many things seem to have damage animation. I like reactivity when melee attacking.
Yeah.
Speaking of Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
which doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, you like good weighty attacks that feel good and
I love hitting a monster over and over again.
Yeah,
and
you-
just standing
yeah.
there and going, ah.
yeah.
That is the primary reason I didn't play much Monster Hunter.
Oh, I'm not very good at the video
Here's Brad gonna
game.
complain about me being bad at video games. But that's
Yo.
not the truth. I was able to play the game. I'm not Boardmaster. I just thought it was boring.
There's also not too much running in it for me. Like when I actually got to fight the enemies, I was
Yeah,
having a fun
okay,
time,
but what if you
Yeah.
rode a dog?
That's the other thing. It runs away.
What if you ride a wolf to chase the enemy?
I'm not going to buy another one.
No, you're not. So don't talk about it.
Can't talk about my experiences, huh?
All that I could say, all that, and I would also say that I completely signed the Monster Hunter Humble Bundle.
Is there a dodge offset? No. This game's not that good. Oh, look at that.
It killed you. Or not.
Yeah, I'll just make sure to only to not be excited about anything.
Yep, that's definitely what I was suggesting.
Yeah.
I'm very glad for Lionheart and Zeta.
And Brayden.
And I'm very happy for the Silent Hill fans getting exactly what they deserve.
Yeah.
God, that thing looks like fucking.
You know, it's a bummer. I'm just going to say this right now. I bet it's Blooper's best work.
It's not really a high bar.
Yeah, I know. But still.
They finally
I
got
mean-
beat Layers of Fear.
Welcome to the, just going. Do I have to share that clip of Jerma watching that child run into that wall over and over again?
It left traces.
No.
Like an
Oh.
I haven't done that. I shared it so many times.
What was it?
It's my favorite.
I can't tell, but those traces may just let us see what happened.
All right, where are the ethereal ripples? I gotta activate my stand sister. Oh, okay. My controller is greatly vibrating, and now I have to mash circle.
Never seen the knights acting like this before.
We all, okay. The Joker was here.
Me neither. Whatever's in there must be really valuable.
Remember when Silent Hill versus Resident Evil was a debate?
You
Yeah,
try to steal
in
whatever it is,
2003.
it feels like the judge's breath on my neck.
Shut up, they'll hear you.
I mean, I feel like Resident Evil had already won the
Soldiers,
argument even then.
the next one of
Yeah.
you who speaks will be flogged.
They won the argument more or less.
The one after that will be hung. The one after
Konami-
that, courted, Have I
Konami
made
would
myself
have to
clear?
play the game in order to win.
Soldiers of the Order. They
Are their health
free.
clubs doing okay?
Easy now.
Are
easy.
there definitely not
Not
fronts
much
for
worse than
organized
others, where is
crime
it?
doing well?
I just assume that with the Japanese
I like it
companies,
no
like
more
they
than you
also
do.
sell like
Settle down.
food to like various
Even
like
the
retail
animals
So
distributors.
here's the thing. Here's
Textiles.
why Konami actually got back into video
This echo is
games.
so vivid.
Because nobody could go to their health clubs.
Because COVID.
In the name of the Triarchy and the shining city of Ilden.
And, you know, hey, as long as Konami keeps outsourcing their IPs to devs who give a shit, it'll be fine.
We carry
See, Lionheart, you can just get, well, maybe with the exception of Metal Gear, you can get a Castlevania from an indie developer now. That's probably
No,
better than most
there's also a
Castlevania.
decent
expected at the Cathedral of Guiding
You
Light.
could play.
have you heard of
Times-
Unmetal?
We had no advance
have not.
notice of your arrival.
What? Never
You can't
stopped
just
sneaking.
show up and...
You could
Our
play
papers
Time
speak
Spinner.
for
Oh, as far as like
Here.
Metal Gears.
Now let
I
us
don't know.
in.
Yeah,
Just let them
Unmetal
in.
is
It's
basically
not worth
a
dying.
indie take on MGS1.
Good, sir. You may pass.
And if you want another Silent Hill, you could just play one of the many bad Silent Hill games that you probably haven't
Came
touched
from
still.
inside that.
Yeah, or there are a lot of
Can you tell me what was
questionable
inside?
quote-unquote psychological horror
You can
games.
play Countdown Vampires.
You could
Yeah.
alternatively you
Raiden
could play
Zone.
Signalis like 5
Or
times
yeah,
in a
or
row.
just play Signalis. Damn, she got thighs.
By someone who knows the Order.
I
who
mean,
knows its
most of a woman's strength is in her legs. So,
You mean-
makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, but this is comical.
What's the other Bloober game?
I think so.
The medium.
Layers of Fears,
Yeah, in the medium.
Whatever
Yeah.
the
happened
Medium, and that Blair Witch game.
Then we have to
That there
find
Blair
it.
Witch game.
and
Not to be
soon
confused with the Blair Witch games made by Gathering of Developers. Yeah, the Medium.
Yes, the medium had a.
Yes,
A
the
world
Medium,
pushing
a
mechanic.
game
A game
that
that feels like probably doesn't deserve actual anybody talking about it.
no, it doesn't.
Didn't you kind of hate that game, Breeden?
The medium.
Yeah, good.
It was fine.
Okay. I don't. Okay.
Wait, are you not listening to it? Or, wait, do you not have headphones on? Do you have speakers on?
No, I have headphones on.
Oh, right. You said you
People can
oh,
hear me saying words too.
Sorry, Kevin Costner's talking to me about coffee.
Yeah.
Remember that Kevin Costner movie where he had sex with 3 generations of the same women
No.
in his family, and he was convinced that one of them was his child for a while?
first city.
No.
No, I can't
It was
claim.
it was a Reiner movie
I-
actually. From the mind behind such great movies like When Harry Met Sally.
And North. You
It
know.
was Jennifer Aniston. It was the 3rd generation
Sure. That
Sure, it's
checks
just-
out.
fucking everybody in the, and no, she was convinced he was her father. That's what it was, and then had sex with him. Yes, we're on the same. I don't like Kevin Costner.
I don't know why Kevin Costner is
Has ever gotten work.
he has, is it like the bland masculinity?
He is never even like the 3rd or 4th best part of the movie. I love Field of Dreams. You could have replaced him with Buckman, and that movie would still be good. Field of Dreams is great. Yes, it's about the movie. Lionheart had. Ugh. Speaking of good movies, though,
Mrs. Robinson, I think you're trying to seduce me.
I was actually not aware that 2000: A Space Odyssey had a sequel,
Yes.
and it's fucking great. I think it's way better than 2000: Space Odyssey.
You want more?
That's a take.
I mean, you could ignore the first 2 parts of 2000: A Space Odyssey and still be totally fine.
Isn't that more of like an anthology movie though? Like
No.
sort of a.
They're all
may not
connected
claim
to
it.
each other,
Yeah.
but really only the 3rd and 4th parts are like direct.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Oh, Hal's
I
so
saw
good
it.
in 2010.
I saw it once a long time ago, and I was like, I walked away going, okay, and that was it.
Yeah, no, they continue
The
10 years later.
Yeah, because it's
are
I believe
amazing.
they are based on books.
Yes,
I think it was
by
is it a
Arthur
Clark?
C. Clarke.
Yes.
No, but it's Roy Schreier and Helen Mirren,
Yes.
John Lithgow. It's a really good cast. Everybody's great in it. The effects are still really good.
I have never heard anybody say anything about this movie until you come in and said, "Hey,
I had
it's
never
great."
heard of it either, but it's also imagine like the best parts of 2000: A Space Odyssey, but it's just a more coherent story.
Like, I've heard of it, I've just never heard anybody talk about it, like, in the least.
And a number of Russian actors I've only ever seen in the Robin Williams movie Moscow on the Hudson.
I've
Enough
never
of
heard
them
of
that
that
I found
movie.
myself going like, huh, I wonder if is this the same casting director? Yeah, he played a Russian citizen who was taking a trip to New York and defected. And then it's basically just a surprisingly like real take on an immigrant's life in America, like by themselves, very lonely.
Kay says, the second part of 2001 doesn't really convey the orbital nukes that are actually important. I didn't know there were any orbital nukes. I just remember a giant space baby.
So the first part is, it shows the monolith on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Classic, the song, I can't remember the name of it.
Also, Sprox
Thus spoke Zarathustra.
The tear.
Yeah, and then
Here it is as if it were
the second part is on board the space station, all that like great Art Deco, discussing the mission for Discovery, I believe, and then the third part is on Discovery with Hal, and the fourth part is Bowman basically ascending. Oh, him, aging in the room, and then the baby.
Yeah.
They make good on Bowman's weird transformation. Oh, that's a good movie. What the fuck is that?
It's a legally distinct. It's a griever. Oh, see, look, I got a.
They show up blind.
Ravens. Oh, I what? In it? Ravens.
A character action game starring a very British woman doesn't sound bad.
She's not British.
Hundreds must have come through the tear.
That's not a British accent.
Vaguely European.
I can barely hear it, honestly.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I don't know if I love this game's defensive mechanic of you just press the circle button and you're mostly fine.
You want me to look up how long this is?
I bet this is like.
I bet
6
this game
hours.
is like 8 hours at most.
It's quite a bit longer.
Oh, good.
20 hours.
It's a little short of 20 hours. Main story 17, made an extra 20.
Oh boy.
So probably looking like 18.
See, that's not in its favor for me.
Yeah, that's not in its favor for a game of this type.
Unless they keep introducing complexities and mechanics.
Even Devil May Cry 5 is 10 hours at most.
I was also not aware Taliesin Jaffe was a child actor.
Oh yeah.
That was weird.
Oh yeah. There are multiple former child actors in.
Well, I knew Johnson because this may surprise you, Braden, Justin. I've watched most of Growing Pains. Weird.
Wow.
You don't seem like the type.
Oh man.
Anyway.
You know how much of Growing Pains I've seen?
2 episodes.
Whenever it was on Nick
One
at
of them
Night,
is the,
so
I was
probably
gonna
a
say-
handful.
I was gonna say one of them was the really horrible, cringy drug awareness one.
Then we must find a way
When
to go
Kirk
back.
Cameron is looks at the camera and talks to the kids
Oh God.
about heroin or cocaine or
Fucking
whatever.
Kirk Cameron. Okay,
God,
perfect.
Alf. I was not old enough to watch Alf. say I think the only Father Knows Best sitcom that works is the one with Alan Thicke as that father.
Oh, controller drift son is happening. Failed. How about Saved by the Bell? No.
I have for Kelly.
A lot of there were definitely a decent number
lot
of
of
Full House reruns watched.
I didn't like Full House.
Yeah, no, Full House is bad.
I think in a lot of ways it's probably like it was that decade's Brady Bunch, and that it was like toothless to the point of like just not being funny at all. Sorry, you let me start talking about sitcoms.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about.
I took advantage of the fact that you're playing a game that requires a certain amount of your concentration.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking about how good Devil May Cry 3 and or God of War 2 are.
I'm just thinking.
This game.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about
the long road of an 18-hour game stretching out in front of you, and your interest fading.
Thinking about my favorite boomer sitcom.
I mean, it's just MASH.
Yeah, but MASH is actually good.
Yeah, sure.
Is MASH considered a sitcom because it fits the?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Basically, just a bunch of bottle episodes.
That
How do you
bottle.
feel about
the Korean Peninsula.
How new does Boomer have to be? Like, are we talking like is Home Improvement going to be in Boomer sitcom?
Soon enough.
That's also a good show, though. Oh, you know what?
Are they making another?
Go ahead.
Okay, so when you say that, do you mean like an old sitcom, or you mean like a new thing?
Oh,
Or can it be
new
something
sitcoms for boomers are just
Can it be one
it's
that
just the Big Bang Theory.
No, I was gonna say it's either that or it's what was that? What's his face? He did one after Just Shoot Me got canceled. Rules of Engagement. That thing's fucking atrocious. What's his face? Always paired with Chris Farley. Short, blonde. You know what I'm talking about? What's his name, damn it? Joe Dirt.
Oh, David Spade.
Yes. He was in a thing called Rules Engagement, which
What
I
is
think
this?
lasted for like a fucking
We can't
decade or
pass
something.
through here.
No.
Wretched. And it's just basically nothing of but like, here's what like 70-year-olds think of marriage.
Yeah.
Just a lot of like, my old ball and chain. And
What if I think about the very short-lived sitcom that Joel McHale did after Community ended, called The Great Indoors, in which he works for a wild, outdoors magazine or website or something, but all of his coworkers are millennials. And they're all like, #selfie.
and so he can basically just keep.
And
playing
so
the
he
damn
just
game.
does the Joel McHale thing. He's like, haha, you weird kids. I don't know.
I'm
Also,
gonna say
Stephen
something
Fry is
vaguely
there.
wicked. No.
And I'm like, oh. Finally, Stephen Fry from a bit of Fry and Laurie.
I can't say. It's bound to begin somewhere, sometime.
Bah.
I got it.
Braden, you have a post to delete.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, you got the
TP TP
spam.
got you covered.
The spam robot. But how will I know about nudes in bio?
I don't think much of everyone loves Raymond.
I don't have any strong fondness for or against Ray Romano.
Did you get spam bots, Relkin, when you were streaming? Like, is it just like it doesn't matter what size it is? It's just...
I did at first, then I implemented the verified accounts only. They have to have their email address put in. That went away for a long time, and then like late last year they started coming back.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but they found a way. Love finds a way.
The Love Boat. Now there's a sitcom. Gavin McLeod, rest in peace.
You're just saying things now.
That was on for like a decade.
Know what else was on for a decade? The Big Bang Theory. That don't mean I need to care about it.
10 seasons, yeah. It was mid-70s. Like it's basically what he did immediately after Mary Tyler Moore.
I don't need to give respect to anything that existed during the Carter administration.
Oh, that's a fun show.
And that includes Star Wars.
Who's next?
Star Wars is good.
Look, great.
Sometimes.
It was during the Carter administration, though.
I'm gonna link you the Love Boat opening theme for you to listen to later.
I am aware of old sitcom openings. Because I've watched media made by boomers who reference old sitcoms. Just start talking about Hogan's Heroes.
Okay, now that's a show. Today, I just am morally. I can't do it.
It's just our brave boys fighting the Nazi war machine.
Played for laughs.
Played for laughs.
In a prisoner of war camp. In Germany.
Yeah.
Where nothing bad is happening. In the fringes of said war camp.
No. Yeah, it's like The Zone of Interest, that movie that came out last year. Oh
this
God.
song's such a fucking banger.
I'm sorry. I just had the brief
And who's making it?
the brief realization that yeah, no, I'm not gonna make that
This is your
joke.
life?
I'm not gonna make that joke. I thought about
Anyway.
making a joke and then I didn't.
What if this is
Because,
all
The
part of
WDK
his
says that
grand
Star Wars
design?
trilogies only come out under Republican administrations.
Sure,
Which isn't
Reagan
true.
got it.
The first movies come out during a Republican administration. The rest of them always come out during the following Republican administration.
Yeah, well, it's 1979. Carter was still in the White House.
The cleansing fire of a torchbearer.
Or 77.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
Carter was still in the White House.
So a Democrat.
Yeah.
And when did
And
Return of the Jedi
1980,
come out?
still in the White House until he lost.
When he was about to leave.
A chance for the Shaper to craft this city anew.
Yeah, the opening has so many fucking people. It feels like the precursor to that one parody thing, Too Many Cooks.
Yeah.
What?
But most
It's so
of
good.
the
Oh, have you never
Justin,
seen
have
Too
you
Many
never
Cooks?
seen Too Many Cooks?
Dude,
Oh, what's Too Many cooks?
We did.
It's a
I'll link you.
it's a
please,
it's an
please.
Adult Swim shit post from 10 years ago. That's all you need to know. Just watch it.
The payoff is worth it.
That's after
Payoff
I
is worth it.
suppose it's too much to expect.
That'd be after I
sight.
stopped watching a lot of
Judge have
cable
mercy.
TV.
I sense the two other chemicals.
Alright,
It
well,
is maybe the most quintessential Adult Swim thing ever made.
pretty phenomenal. It's also 11 minutes, but it's worth it.
It's
Oh,
absolutely
I think I've been linked to this before.
It takes a lot to make us do.
It is.
And it just
Most
keeps
people-
going.
until it pays off.
Our
Yes.
predicament just got a lot worse.
You
The
think
Order
you've
of
seen
the
it all in
Ashen
the
Blades
first
sent
minute,
word
but
that
you gotta
reinforcements
keep
are on the
going.
way. My
Doesn't
good
it turn like into a horror thing?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, okay, I've seen this.
Empty.
so let you stay up.
I enjoyed showing that to people and seeing their reaction. Okay. Oh,
Man,
my ghost sister
has progression.
has her own skill tree.
Mm-hmm. Are you telling me this is going to try to be a God of War 2018?
What if Atreus was dead?
Would be a better story.
Only.
He'd be even sadder, Dad.
It's the name of my new anime. What if Atreus was dead?
Yeah, sure. My sister has her own progression tree. God damn it, that is actually great.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister has her own progression tree is absolutely my light novel.
Gotta put that right next to
adaption.
Slime Coon wants her own apartment.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, that's. I mean, I guess that's basically the incest thing with the mom, right?
Do you love your mom and her 2-hit combo attacks?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it would basically be that, but like a.
It's
weird,
not an incest thing. It's just, hey, I'm being forced to play test this VR MMO with my mom. Also, my mom is young and hot and has the overpowered dev weapons. And all of these girls in this harem who want to be with me don't measure up to my mother. I just thought it was very funny that Gino watched the first episode of Great Teacher Onizuka and was like, this guy's a pervert.
Yeah, that's the point.
And it's like, yeah, congratulations.
He won't be forever, but he is the first.
He learns a lesson about life while teaching kids. It's like The Substitute.
Yeah.
It's hard to be sure of him.
We can only trust ourselves. Let's figure this out together.
I think the sister in Lionheart's anime would have to be older, because I feel like if it's younger, it just turns into a Shield Hero situation.
No, it's fine. See, because she leveled up.
Oh, God, I forgot about that. I was just thinking about the up to just the era of small children. Like that fucking show. God. No.
No. I genuinely.
I'm not even gonna make a.
I genuinely despise Shield Hero and what it represents for like the popularity of anime.
Yeah, I think the same thing, and I like the pilot of that show.
Now Fumi, goddamn incel hero.
No, but he's not actually gonna do anything to him because he's tortured.
Yeah, he's a noble.
Yeah, but what if there weren't little girls throwing themselves at this guy?
What if his slave harem?
Impressive
Yes, literal slave who then, after being freed from him, then insists upon being tattooed with the slave.
Yeah, and then you realize how let's just say a lot of light novels have what I would describe as
gross shit.
Gross asshole libertarian fantasies. Because you look at some of these isekais, and they're all like, "Here's how we will build our ideal society," and it's always the most boring, uncreative shit. Where it's just like, I'm going to build a new society where it's kind of just like modern day Japan, except I get to have sex with women.
I reincarnated as a slime.
No, see, people like the slime one.
I watched the first season of it. Parts of it are okay. I like the whole first episode where it's the friend of the dragon.
I think the
Every time
that exists.
Every time in this chat, somebody says something to remind me that stop me stopping watching anime was maybe the best decision.
Yeah,
No, there's a
yeah,
lot of good
okay.
anime, though.
Go
I
back
know.
to not watching anything, Justin.
I know. I'm not watching anything. I'm just boring.
I just watch VTubers. That's my excuse.
That's
I
not
just
anime.
watch streamers now.
In Cars too.
And Cars too.
And the love guru.
Yeah.
Well, I have terrible news. My nephew will be moving soon. Which means
Enjoy it while you can.
I will not be able to watch Cars 2 ever again.
You know, or
I think he was watching Elemental the other night, and I almost thought about watching it, because I had never seen it. But then I was like, no.
you know, you can also
Lionheart
have-
only watches Joku-approved movies, so, like, one good art film, one good, like, mainstream crowd pleaser, and then just the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that Nicolas Cage movie.
Which one?
Knowing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, the only thing is, I still maintain that the plane scene in that movie is pretty good. That's also the only thing I remember from that movie.
Yeah, it's sure. No, that movie is a predestination. It's Calvinism. It's being like, actually, you know, hi, Bo.
Yes, but I also eventually got Joku to watch The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, you did it.
Occasionally good movie.
People occasionally, yeah.
I believe the next thing he watched was The Love Guru.
Yep. Yeah.
Finally crossed.
It's fine.
Counter.
You know, Challengers was real good.
Sure, I like where this is going.
What if aliens decide to save people on Earth, but only like a handful of kids? Also, it's implied that the aliens are God. Ugh.
Oh, is that how Knowing ends?
Yes, knowing the twist in Knowing is
Yeah, that's right.
the aliens precog everything, and also all of the and it's heavily implied, and they look like angels. Get it?
Oh, there was the. Forget about. I didn't see the Knowing. I saw the other one where it
Next.
was aliens all along. Next, was that Next?
Yeah.
Next is the other Nicolas Cage precog movie.
Oh, I did. So I saw Next. I did not see Knowing.
Oh, I missed 2 fights.
Yeah, you saw them both.
Oh, someone's at the door, probably.
So, this game looks good initially, but it sure seems like you're fighting a whole bunch of enemies in boxy rooms.
Yeah, we also, these levels are maybe a little too long.
Also, 18 hours.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that this might have been a good 6-hour game?
I'm saying that we'll see how this develops.
There are 5 acts.
Oh,
You are in the first act. It has 5 chapters.
okay.
The second has 7.
So this is Doom Eternal. We have
The
a Doom
third-
Eternal defender in the chat here, Lionheart.
Alright.
has another 5.
I-
The fourth has another 6. The fifth has another 3.
Doom Eternal is a fucking incredible video game. If someone wanted to tell me that it goes on for an hour too long, I'd be like, yeah, sure. That Icon of Sin fight did not need to be as long as it was.
Nope, sure didn't.
I
It's
look
like,
forward
how many-
to
it's how many
playing
phases? 2 or 3?
playing that DLC for Doom Eternal and getting upset.
I
It's
like
just
the
play it-
story
play it on-
of the DLC.
Play it on Ultraviolence and stream it so we can really see
Okay.
something.
Yes.
I
I played that
so
game with the
hard.
controller originally. I have it on PC
Okay.
now.
Fine, but it is. One
I'll
of the
wear
most
my wrist
difficult games
brace.
I've ever
That's
played.
unlikely. And even if they
I
knew,
think it's a really...
I doubt that they let anyone
Look,
out. It will be up
Brayden,
to us.
how much do you enjoy
Liberate
the
them.
stupid factor of the Doom Eternal Doom 2016 storyline? Like,
I
the
think
actual lore of it?
Doom Eternal makes the mistake of thinking the Doom Slayer's actually cool.
I hate bad
But
news
but
for you.
but
The
answer
DLC
this.
leans into that.
Answer me this. Do you find it funny in how hard it tries to like sell you on this lore and as like being authentic and good, or do you find it like annoying?
I find it cringe, as the kids say.
Oh, then you were
Okay.
absolutely gonna hate the DLC.
The DLC leans into it very hard. That's not what I hated about the DLC.
Oh no, it's an absolute pain in the ass. Do you like those giant dudes that you gotta shoot in the face like 100 times?
The thing I hated most about the DLC was I think they were the Prowlers.
Yep.
They could like curse you to where you like can't dash and you have to kill them with a blood punch. So if you don't have a blood punch charged up and they run away from you and they curse you, which they can do in one hit by the way, you just have to slow walk and hope they come up to you again and punch them. It's what the fuck were they fucking thinking? Doom Eternal, the base game is fucking fantastic. I will always say that. It's excellent. I think the DLC drops the ball a lot. I think it leans so hard into the difficulty part of things that it just forgets how to be a good game.
I would just say that signs that was going to be a problem. They were always there because there were those like late game marauders and how that game would just have like 3 marauders in a row. Like there were early signs that like Doom Eternal felt this need to ramp up the difficulty.
Yeah,
and
so
sometimes didn't do it in really satisfying, pleasurable ways.
I don't think the base game ever throws more than 1 marauder at you at a time. It will definitely do like a couple in a row towards the end, but that only happens once or twice. And they're not too bad when it's just one of them. Partially because you can stun lock them and it's not actually that hard to do so. It's annoying, but it's not like the worst thing. When the DLC decides to start throwing the 2 or 3 of them into a small arena, along with a bunch of other enemies, all of which require like specific weapon combinations to beat, that's when it starts to get just what the fuck.
Lionheart claims that there is at least one room in the main game where you fight 2 marauders at once.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I don't recall that. But, you know, even if they did, most of the arenas in the original game are very big, and you can kind of just dash around and kill other things while you dodge around the marauders. You're mobile enough to do that.
Oh, God!
What?
So I was looking up the knowing because I wanted to know, like, weird things. So, the person who directed Knowing was the director of The Crow and Dark City.
Yeah.
That's a step down.
As it turns out, Alex Proyas has maybe not directed as many bangers as you might hope after seeing Dark City.
Is it like how the guy who did Donnie Darko went on to immediately do Southland Tales?
Yeah, and ruined his
It
career.
feels like someone is watching us. It's unnerving.
I do remember him being the director for Will Smith's iRobot, and
iRobot's okay.
No, I'm incapable
built on the
of
bridge.
having
It must have a way out on the other side.
Zeep, are you aware of an essay that Asimov wrote that is included in just about every version of iRobot?
Yeah.
And how it pertains to the story of that movie?
Yes.
How do you guys feel about a movie completely ignoring
the whole point of what it's based off of?
And his frustrations with his contemporaries and what they were doing with AI and stories? He was very tired of,
yeah.
of people making robots enslave humanity to save humanity. I guess what they did in
The
movie.
whole point of Asimov
Nothing.
writing those 3 laws of robotics was him basically flexing like, yo, it's not that hard to prevent the robots from taking over, you know? Like, the ethics of AI are really easy to solve. Here's 3 simple rules. Fucking problem solved. Shut up.
What if they interpreted it differently?
My problem with iRobot, not only that, is I think that all of that CG robot stuff looks like shit now.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
All I remember about that movie is Will Smith being like, "Oh hell no."
Divorced from its source material, quote unquote source material, it's decent enough action.
Yeah,
That's what I remember of it.
I am chagrined by that. I enjoy it though. There's not really any way to adapt that work.
No, because it's a slow procedural mystery, and it's not like the big payoff is after like a bunch of like reading textual information and the detective needing to find out who killed
But you know what
this
they
guy.
could have done? Chris, they have a nod to it when what's his name, Sonny, the robot. He's like hiding amongst so many robots. That's a nod to one of the stories, which is when Susan Calvin goes and has to figure out which one amongst the entire factory of robots is secluded.
Yeah, like
And
again,
it's interesting. They could have made a movie about that. Which is good.
I saw that movie once and it made me angry, and I just came to terms with, you know, that movie might be good. I just am incapable of having an actual genuine opinion about that film. It's not what it is. I cannot get over the fact of what it is, and that's it.
That's okay. I don't think it's worth like, really defending iRobot. I just think it's a decent action movie.
I mean, it's no Gemini.
Sure.
It's no Bicentennial Man.
God, that also utterly misses the mark.
I feel like I mentioned Bicentennial Man like a month ago, and we had the same reaction.
Yeah.
So the problem with Bicentennial Man is that
It's like 12 hours long.
It's a 2+ hour long movie at a time when even at the time that was not normalized, and you have better got a good reason to do that.
I thought that movie was over 3 hours. I thought it was like a nearly 4-hour thing.
Oh, it had to be cut down for its original theatrical movie.
Also, it's a short story.
It's a
There's
short
bit of,
story.
Like that Hobbit movie trilogy. Like you spun out this thing. Also, there was no romance arc in it. The little girl, he watched her grow up and die. There was no him falling in love with her.
No.
Completely
Because,
fabricated
hey,
from the movie.
wouldn't that be creepy, right?
Yeah, the entire movie's about him like
No.
becoming a person and the travails of trying to be accepted by people and he's not.
No. Let's be honest. The real reason why that movie was made is Oscar bait. Like it was supposed to be Oscar bait. They built up Robin Williams in a dramatic role with this like deep science fiction story. Like that movie was Oscar bait.
Did anybody watch that semi-recent adaptation of Childhood's End? Speaking of Clark, different author. Talked about Clark earlier. It was a miniseries, I think.
No, I didn't even know they were.
Was it on Apple TV?
Maybe, I don't know.
That's where they're putting Foundation, was Apple TV, so that was the first place I guess they put it.
Oh, geez, 2015. Semi-recent.
Yeah, semi-recent, 9 years ago.
It was a sci-fi movie.
During the Obama administration, yes. The old days.
Oh no, I'm seeing photos of this. Oh no. Oh no, this is what they look like? Oh no.
Hey, you guys remember that recent Earthsea
Why do they
TV
look
series
like
from
Horny
2006?
Dungeon Keeper?
No, it's probably better than that Ghibli movie that ruined a man's relationship with his son.
Boy and the Heron, one of my favorite movies that I saw this year.
But sure is funny that movie.
But it sure is funny that movie ends with him apologizing to his son pretty directly.
Because for whatever reason, he's not comfortable saying it to his face.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't know. I think the funny, weird little postscript about like Bicentennial Man is like Chris Columbus seems like a pretty decent guy, even though I think he's made like 2 good movies and then
Home Alone
made the same movie over and over again. But I respect that man because every single person who was on the set for those first 2 Harry Potter's movie basically would have confirmed that like he went out of his way to make sure those kids were not exploited or like inappropriately interacted with.
Yeah, wasn't that a problem with like how Macaulay Culkin turned out on
Yes.
I'm glad Macaulay Culkin is gotten
it's all I'm good.
himself in a good place now.
Yeah, it seems like he's doing okay for himself these days.
But apparently, like, what happened to Macaulay Culkin, like, deeply affected him to where when he was directing those first 2 Harry Potter movies, he went out of his way to prevent that from ever happening to those people.
Yeah.
Most hack directors are nice guys.
Yeah.
How they get jobs. Okay.
Hey, Zack Snyder. Is apparently a very nice guy.
He also experienced some real tragedy.
Yes.
Why?
And
Also,
I'll be
why
clear.
did we have all this discussion about
Roger Corman, apparently. R.I.P. Roger Corman,
Yeah.
apparently a incredibly nice man.
even though he worked his actors to the bone?
He needed to get the most out of every shot.
He had to get that money back.
No, you need to finish shooting this in 10 days.
What if we had one more day? I could do post-production.
No, we rented
Mr.
this suit
Corman.
for 10 days.
But Mr. Corman, the zipper's in the camera.
It's fine.
They can see
Don't
the zipper
worry.
of the plastic suit.
Don't worry. We'll take this lady's top off. It'll be fine. The viewers won't notice.
You can fix everything with boobs.
Congratulations.
Why did I miss all this? Brayden, what did you do? Why is there so much Eva talking?
I didn't even say anything.
Somebody said Childhood's End was a big influence on Eva.
Sure, probably.
Yeah, definitely was.
And then Lionheart says in that it's not something I love that ending. It's not something I wanted to happen in that final Eva movie. I'm not sure what you mean by that. When you say final Eva movie, do you mean like the rebuild movies?
You want me to spoil Childhood's End?
No, I'll read it someday.
I know also, Demi and by whom it has. That's where, like, Eva's got a lot of his, like, ideas of how to depict Gnostic religions.
I mean, Snyder, you're right. Snyder is an auteur. I apologize.
I have Brayden and Jeff thank for correcting the way that I was pronouncing Gnostic.
How are you pronouncing it?
Gnostic.
Gnostic.
Why?
Gnostic. Because there's a G there.
Sound like the,
Did you pronounce it Gnome? Your favorite fantasy characters, the
That's
Gnomes?
actually, if I recall correctly, that's what you said on the podcast for...
My favorite city in Alaska, Gnome, Alaska.
So
Is ZP the person who told me about the Gino Chi-Chi that one time? Is that what this is? Oh, I've told you guys that story. I must have.
If I'm the only one that doesn't know what he's talking about, I won't.
I have no idea what he's talking about. But
All right, it's not a long story. I was in an Italian restaurant in Wisconsin, and I asked for the gnocchi, and the lady didn't know what I was talking about, so I pointed at the menu, and she said, "Oh, you mean the Gino Chi-Chi?"
Oh, okay.
Oh, is this like how Ron DeSantis would take women out on a date and he'd call it Thai food, and if he called Thai food, and then if they objected to that, if they corrected him, he'd not ask them out again.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love the ending of Evangelion.
You see, DeSantis there was really doing them a solid, but helped them dodge a bullet.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rebuild of Evangelion, very good ending.
I love the way that movie ends.
It's a very good movie.
Might be one of my favorite endings the last couple of years.
And they should never make anything Evangelion related ever again.
I agree.
It's
franchise over.
I personally just cannot watch anything Evangelion.
It's
ever
like
again. Doesn't matter if it's good.
It's like
Just can't do it.
Here's another reference that none of you will get. It's like the ending of Danganronpa V3, where they very explicitly should not make another Danganronpa game, and yet they made that silly, goofy minigame spin-off thing.
Yeah, but that thing's surprisingly self-aware.
Isn't that just like a party game?
Sure.
Though?
I just like it when the bear's like, poo-hoo-hoo, I love murder!
Anyway, I can't wait for the Netflix live-action Evangelion adaptation.
Is that an actual thing? What?
Right.
No, I'm glad you had to ask that, though.
Wait, no?
No, it's not. I'm glad you had to ask that.
There have been attempts to make an American Evangelion for like the last 20 years.
I feel like that just doesn't compute.
What?
It's like the American Akira.
Okay. Yeah, don't do that. It's like when I hear that multiple people, including the Coen brothers, have made genuine attempts to make a film adaptation of Blood Meridian.
I don't even know what Blood Meridian is.
It's a novel by
It's a Cormac McCarthy book.
Oh, okay.
And then you get like 2 chapters in, it's like, oh yeah, this is why this is never gonna be a movie. You can't do this.
It's like how there should never be a movie adaptation of House of Leaves.
Or Ulysses.
Or if you do, like, you have to make a different thing. Alright.
What's a movie adaptation that shouldn't have worked?
The Lego Movie.
WK says there is a way to do American Akira. Sure.
Is there?
Okay.
Honestly, okay, if you really pushed me on it, I thought that the original Soulstice movie was deeply problematic and flawed. And for a long time, people were like, you can't make an adaptation of The Lord of the Rings. And it worked.
Yeah, and every single thing that has come out since that trilogy has proven why those original movies are such an aberration.
I mean, The Hobbit could have worked, like, movies, but
he broke it into 3 movies. Like, that last movie is literally the last chapter, and he finds a way to stretch it into 3 goddamn hours.
I know. It's so long. To be fair, the book doesn't actually really depict the battle.
Yeah, because Bilbo gets knocked out.
It's like Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, there's a reason why Bilbo doesn't get to see the action.
I think even if that thing was 2 movies, it would be a much more palatable experience.
I think 2 movies would be about the right length, because it feels like 1 movie isn't quite long. 1 movie, I think, would be rushed.
I don't know. That first movie seemed drawn out too. All of them seemed.
I'm saying that if there's a way to re-edit that Hobbit trilogy to be a functional film.
Yeah. Maybe take the shit off of Radagast.
Take all of the shit with Evangeline Lilly out.
Or Radagast.
Or Radagast the Brown. Or
that's the thing is when when Peter Jackson first was making those Lord of the Rings movies, like, yeah, I just want people to know I'm not going to have Tom Bombadil in my movies because his scenes would go on too long, and I don't feel comfortable writing songs and lyrics for songs. And then he did the Hobbit trilogy, and she's like, Peter Jackson, you just don't like Tom Bombadil. That's what you should have said. Like, you're so full of shit.
I have great news. What if I told you?
Yeah.
In this upcoming
Amazon
season of Rings of Power,
they're putting Tom Bombadil in it.
They're
Young,
putting
hot Tom Bombadil.
They're putting
all those people will finally
Tom
get their
Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil.
I mean, you read those books. Tom Bombadil is a big fucking deal, right, Brayden?
No, he isn't. But I love
really.
him.
Everybody loves
He just
him.
starts singing, and he's just trying to work with the Ents to, like, take down that tower.
He's not really involved with the Ents, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
No, he's like, hello,
been a
Father
while.
Willow.
Hey,
He knows
Justin,
them.
when he
Oh,
describes
friendly
eating,
fellow.
mushrooms, do you think that's a metaphor? Probably is.
Are you telling me that Tolkien liked some illicit
weed?
substances?
Do we know that it was weed? I thought it was
Are
mushrooms,
bards
but-
good in D&D? Which edition? 5e bards are very good.
May the Shaper guide your hand.
Are
Yeah.
you playing tabletop or are you playing Baldur's Gate?
All right, now I got the punch glove. Now we're playing a video game. Yeah, bards are good in 5e.
There's a bard in our current group who is doing pretty well, I would say. Usually, when he's not goofing off.
Yeah.
And even then, he still doesn't goof off.
I forget. What are like the? Oh, I guess right.
A ranking of D&D resets.
I mean, if you want my known take, it's what is the worst class in 5e? It's the ranger. And even that was
No.
I don't know, dude. Swarmkeeper seems pretty fucking rad.
yeah, but that was added after the fact.
Okay.
That's not
Beastmaster,
core
whatever
rule
it's called,
book.
is pretty bad.
Like there's a reason why Tasha's Cauldron of Everything has a bunch of alternate rules and features for the ranger that make it a much more flexible, usable class instead of 90% of your damage coming from
Although
Hunter's
it
Mark.
feels like it pains me to say this, but I think like if you're actually trying to identify the worst class at this point, it honestly is the Artificer, because the Artificer has all of these mechanics that are just completely half-baked, never got fully realized because they never took the bite of like addressing psionics as being this actual thing that was fully fledged.
But the Artificer isn't a psionic class.
But
they never put out the Mystic.
I know, but it has all of those things. I just think that the Artificer is just...
I think that the problem with the Artificer is that one of those subclasses is good and the other ones are kind of...
And everyone always plays the one.
They play the one with the turret. Because the other one is like, there's the Alchemist one, which is just like, hey, if you want to be a half-assed healer... yeah, and then the other one is like trying to be Iron Man, like you basically have powered magical armor.
Yeah, it's like alchemists just it was for so long the alchemists just couldn't produce, like the number of tonics you could produce as an alchemist were just so limited.
Yeah, well, and then you get to the Pathfinder Alchemist, who is a fantastic class.
You're laughing as you say this.
No, the Alchemist is really good in Pathfinder. Even though their features are like completely separated from each other.
I mean,
you got bombs.
I hate actually.
We can't wait for reinforcements.
there must be a
We're on
ranking
our
of
own
D&D
in
rule
there.
sets. I actually, one of the first things that I did when Braden and I were streaming is I would actually read those sorts of listicles, and it wasn't a big deal because I had not worn my welcome.
You had not summoned me.
Yeah.
They weren't
Okay.
yet written by
What-
AI.
Here's what I would say. What do you think, because I feel like it's so subjective, what is the least pleasurable class in 5e for you to play? Barbarian.
I mean, if you want me to tell you what classes I've actually played, 90% of them are
like-
casters.
Yeah.
I will always play a cleric or a wizard or a sometimes I played a bard once.
I just don't like playing as a barbarian.
I think barbarian is a
boring.
little dead simple.
Yep.
But
that's why I had a very weird.
I imagine for the most part it's just smash things, right?
yeah, you proc rage and then you hit things hard.
I think maybe more than any other class, that might be the class with subclasses that have the least mechanics involved.
Yeah.
Trickery Domain Cleric. That's my. Entirely comes from my experience with Shadowheart.
I respect Shadowheart to.
I respect. That is the one. I don't really like
Tempest.
respecting those. I don't really like respecting those characters because most of them seem so tied to their class. But Shadowheart needs to be respected immediately because it's just not fair.
Because just the way the trickery cleric works does not really gel with the way Baldur's Gate works.
You can't even do a lot of trickery when you stop and think about it.
There's more.
I do think it's funny that you can respec everyone into anything else, but I just don't see myself. Except changing Minsk into a fighter. Because
that's what God intended.
Because Rangers suck. I tried to change Jaheira into a fighter mage.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, it doesn't. It does.
You can't really do a magic martial hybrid multi-class. Like, multi-classing in 5e is you do the paladin warlock thing.
The love hex blades curse on a paladin.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say,
yeah,
this game already has a repetition problem, where there are a lot of combat encounters that are all kind of the same because they just throw a bajillion guys at you.
Yeah. I looked at a walkthrough on YouTube. It looks like you're gonna be doing a lot of this. There were some guys with big hammers, but the room was still like a boxy room. Yeah. Which is a shame because it seems like
this is
there's
competent.
some talent here. Yeah.
Raves arbitrary water.
Not a pile of dog shit. Put that on the back of the box.
Did not make me angry.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm sorry, I missed the last couple minutes. The last thing I remember hearing was about the kind of weirdness around multi-classing in 5e. I feel like some classes more or less do what you want.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so the way they build around that is instead you have classes with different options.
Oh look, it's Smaug.
Yeah, that's just Smaug. Smoke.
No, it's Bill.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a rectangular hammer, not a.
It's
it's
Bornstein.
Yeah, but
Legally
Braid,
distinct.
but guys, you're not
Colored
fighting
man.
a second boss right next to him, so
What?
it's not. It's totally different.
What the? I'm
I
sorry.
really do hope that a small spear wielder
Wait,
with
what?
fighting ability shows up.
Why did you die?
You had almost no health left, and he nicked you with his elbow.
Or does he have an aura of damage? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, but
No, I think he
no
just
help.
nicked me. Which I barely could see because the camera in this game is poor.
Oh, he nicked
I bet.
You nicked his knickers?
I bet 5 or 6 hours from now, this boss. I bet like 2 hours from now, you'll fight another guy who uses a spear, and a couple hours after that, you'll fight this guy and the spear guy at the same time.
We can only hope.
What?
What are the chances of this guy becoming just a standard enemy that you fight later?
That would be cooler.
When I was watching that walkthrough, I did in fact see two guys with hammers, and a bunch of regular enemies running around.
Oh, I see. Even just the process of turning
Has a hurt box? Yeah.
He's a big man.
I like the idea of a hurt box. Sounds like a cool concept.
No, it's a real word.
You're a real word.
I am. Thank you.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
I remember being very bored by the Hurt Locker. Maybe that was maybe I just wasn't paying much attention.
Okay, he hit me once and I died.
That seems to keep happening.
The Hurt Locker is also an Oscar bait film.
Gotta be honest, I cannot remember the difference between the Hurt Locker and Jarhead. I'm pretty sure they're very different movies, but I put them.
One of them has Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the other one won Best Picture.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
See, I don't know which one's fit. I'm pretty sure the Hurt Locker had Gordon Levitt. Oh. Oh. He has a lot of health.
I haven't
Do you
even
have any
broken
health
his
items?
armor yet.
Do you have any health items?
No.
So are you just boned? Like you have to beat
No,
this?
I'm gonna beat this because I'm a real gamer.
Stubborn.
I mean, like you have to beat this with this amount of health?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because you see, in a better designed video game,
They might respawn you with full
they
health or
might
something, right?
respawn you with more health, or they might have a shop
Or a
right
few chests
before
of
the
health.
boss, or a chest of health, perhaps.
Or items that you could use to refill your health. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well I'm out of those.
Oh.
Like proper difficult.
Guess it's time to restart the level. Kill that guy.
No. No, I'm gonna go back to see if I can get all the way back to the shopkeeper. Let's go.
Walk all the way back?
All the way back. No, I cannot. I cannot.
Honestly,
It's a
that's
shame.
like surprisingly stupid.
Yeah, that seems
I
like
can't think of a game that's like, oh, you died. We're gonna bring you back to the checkpoint.
Hey,
Like,
you know what
that
games?
checkpoint.
You know what games usually put a shop and a save point before a major boss fight? Devil May
God of War
Cry
2.
and Ninja Gaiden.
Oh. Can you step back for a minute? Because it looks like on the other side of that rubble there was something, but I'm not sure.
Is it more rubble?
It might be. But like there was a bit of the wall that was broken on the right side. Other side.
Oh, I think this is just set dressing.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
It's fine.
Never
We'll
mind.
win.
I thought there was something over there. I'm gonna dip out.
Yep, I'm gonna say that
Good night.
there are two things. Yeah, this game has visibility issues, and it also has
repetition issues?
Yeah.
Oh.
Booty. Why use my voice?
Chris, I can't believe you said booty.
Jerk face is McJerk face. Mr. McJerk face.
I'm not sure who that is.
What?
Or as the boomers would say, he's a jagoff.
I say Jagoff on a regular basis.
He's a jagoff.
Jagoff.
Ah, look at this killer here. He's a jagoff.
That's.
I'm gonna go get some
Can't do a
donkeys.
Canadian accent.
It's not Canadian, it's Bostonian.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as
Sounded.
his tongue.
How? That's not Canadian at all.
Well, kind of was.
No, Canadians like, oh, sorry about that. Oh, sorry.
The only thing that makes that Canadian is you saying sorry a lot. Otherwise, it just sounds like Minnesota to me.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
Okay, yeah, no, when he turns around, that has a hurt box.
When they write about us,
That's real cool. Cause
So this is like a.
I'm
full
saying that
detail
this game cues you for reading attacks with that prompt. And then, yeah. And then he does his spin attack.
Yeah, and then you die.
And then I die in one hit. What a shame.
So you're having fun.
I honestly just cannot fathom how they could like have you die and then not respawn before they do. That is seriously the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Nope, he turned around and killed me.
when they write about us,
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
Does restart
So
the
what
level?
everyone have for dinner?
I had pizza in celebration.
Frozen lasagna.
Congratulations, you are free now.
Congratulations, not collect unemployment.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
I mean, I might be doing. I'm not gonna have. They're not gonna be as many hours doing the tennis grind during the summer, just because people play outdoors.
What about the people who have delicate constitutions and can't be in the heat?
They can still rent a court.
There you go.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
I didn't eat dinner. I probably should have eaten dinner, but then I fell asleep. I need to stop doing that.
We did our best, didn't we?
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
So how is it going?
It's going all right.
He's fighting the man.
I'm fighting the man.
Yep. Seems to be doing pretty good most of the time until the guy
Schmorg.
turns around.
Bornstein and Schmorg.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue. He must be damned.
Sure seem to enjoy hitting him in the tabernacle.
Yep.
A reason for that? Okay, no reason.
Seems like a
Because
good
when he
spot.
loads up those attacks and you do the counter, it's not like you stop them from coming out. You just freeze them for a second. You doing okay there, Chris?
What? What are you referencing?
I think it was the coffin that did there, or the clearing of the goat. One of the two. Hard to tell which one it was.
I just thought there was something that's funny there. Humor. That's friendship. We make jokes. Joking around, being with my pals.
That's, yeah.
You're a friend.
That's right. Hanging with my bros, having a good time.
Definitely not playing a video game that's killing
Frustrating.
you. Frustrating.
I see nothing but signs that Brayden is having a hell of a time doing something that he loves.
Sure. This definitely looks beatable. It just seems annoying.
So, Brayden, I'm trying to think of ways that we can have you be more successful in your life. Would snide comments about how this is a poorly designed genre by Borgmaster, me, or
Actually, all the character action games are bad. You know, I just...
They'd be better if they had cards in them.
Or Gina would be like, you know, I don't want to get good at this game, because I'm not already good at this game.
I don't like From's camera angles, therefore bad.
This isn't even a Souls-like.
I would say this is actually more bullshit than a Souls-like. Specifically for
no,
not regenerating your health.
this is bootleg Devil May Cry with a bad camera.
Let's hope his gift strikes as true as his tongue.
Oh shit. Shiori's running right now? What's she doing? Oh, she's playing Shadows of Doubt?
Yep. That game's almost out of early access. That game's so cool, dude.
Well, now Goth Girlfriend's playing it, so it's even better, right?
I would even hesitate to call Shiori a goth girlfriend.
She's just...
Because that's not her vibe at all.
Even though she looks it, her
Yeah,
vibe
that's
is...
her character design is definitely goth girlfriend.
And I think that when they first presented her, they wanted her to be Goth Girlfriend.
Like, she's like...
And then she broke that mold within the second stream.
I would say she's got more Fujoshi than goth girlfriend.
Yeah, sure.
She was very enthusiastically talking about how Fuamoko showed her where to buy the dojin.
Yeah, and they proceeded to describe what kind of dojin they bought.
Yeah, what kind of dojin she bought.
Damn.
Anyway, we beat...
anyways.
You beat the boss?
I beat the boss. I'm the
Yeah.
best at video
Do
games.
you feel good?
Which means
Brayden, do you need to take a palate cleanser game now?
I can take a palate cleanser. Do I want to play more of this?
It doesn't sound like it.
This doesn't sound like a great time. It sounds like an okay time
But
at
it was
best.
far stronger than I could imagine.
But what if it gets
It must
really
have been a
good?
formidable opponent.
You know, that third act could
Even as a human.
definitely surprise
You know.
if you're not careful.
I remember a certain Moon King
Yes.
telling me that after publishing something on thegiantbomb.com, that when I verbally said I'm invoking Wolpaw's Law and don't wish to play this anymore, that my entire opinion on said video game was invalidated. Because you have to finish the games.
What game was that?
I mean, this is the same person who, at one point, blogged about how he ate pizza by eating it topping by topping, just so he could taste them all separately.
Yes.
Yeah, only 1 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 video games. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay, IGN.com.
Okay. No, IGN, a 1 out of 10 is a 7.
Yeah. I thought the joke was IGN 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Just everything.
And IGN 7 out of 10 is a 4 out of 10.
Emoji.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this game.
Is it bad?
No.
Is it dubious enough?
I would say it has ideas. And I don't know if those ideas are
good
enough. Because there's just some execution stuff with... Okay, barrier counter. Okay. That seems like something I should have gotten earlier.
Sure seem to have a strong bond with your sister.
My ghost sister, who is also my stand.
Does this game have something to say about brother-sister relationships? Or sister
God,
relationships?
I hope not.
Given that they're both sisters, I don't know.
Sister relationships, okay? And misspoke.
Oh, yeah. Well. Anything exciting happening on Twitch? Oh, yeah, there is.
What?
Cassidy's playing a video game.
What's Cassidy playing?
Why don't we go find out?
So you are gonna play this again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at least one more time. But no, we're gonna go. Cassidy's playing a video game that we need to play with Chris.
Oh.